In this video, we're going to learn about the Hebrew vowels. The Hebrew vowel system is unique among languages because it developed much later than written language developed for Hebrew. What we're looking at on the screen here is an excerpt from Genesis, Genesis 1, 1-5. On it, you'll see a combination of Hebrew consonants and a lot of dots and symbols cluttered around the consonantal text. I've taken away all of the dots, what are called nikud. I've removed all of them, and all you see now are the consonants of the Hebrew text. A Hebrew scroll will have only consonants in it. It did for most of Israel's history, and it wasn't until the Middle Ages that the vowel system was even invented. When there was no indication of vowels, Hebrew used certain letters, yod, hey, and vav, to indicate vowel sounds in certain words. Later on, when the vowel system was fully developed, those dots were overlaid onto the text to indicate how the words are supposed to be pronounced. In this video, we're going to talk about how to pronounce each of these vowel signs. The Masoretes, the scribes, invented a lot of symbols that they overlaid the consonantal text. These, on this chart, are the vowels. Anything else besides these symbols is not a vowel. Maybe it's a cantillation mark that tells you where to pause or how to pronounce or stress or sing the text. But these, in this table, are the vowels. You can see that I have organized this chart according to the class of the vowel, the quality of the vowel. Is it an A, E, I, O, or U class vowel? And I've also classified these vowels by the length of the vowel. This is literally how much time it takes to pronounce the vowel. So long vowels take a little bit longer, short vowels take shorter, and reduced vowels are so brief they technically don't even count as a full vowel. In each box, I've used the arbitrary letter aleph to indicate the consonant. It could be any consonant of the Hebrew alphabet. Here I'm using aleph, and then I'm attaching the vowel to the letter aleph. In each box, besides the letter aleph and the vowel, I've also provided an English word that closely approximates the sound of the Hebrew vowel. And in gray, so as not to highlight it and emphasize it too much, in gray I have provided the Hebrew name of the vowel, but it's not as important to know the name of the vowel as it is how to pronounce it. In some boxes, I've also provided a little bit of insight. Long vowels typically will appear in open, unaccented syllables. It can also show up in accented syllables, but it could be short or long vowels. But if the syllable is unaccented, then there is supposed to be a long vowel. Short vowels, on the other hand, will be in closed, unaccented syllables. Let's go through here and just read them one by one. The first one, kamatz, is pronounced ah, like father. You can see that one form of kamatz has a hey involved. This is a mater lectionis. It's a letter that Hebrew used to indicate the ah sound long before the vowel symbol was invented. The short A vowel is sometimes pronounced like a short ah, and some dialects will pronounce it more like a ah, as in fast. This vowel is called patach. The reduced A-class vowel is called chatef patach, and it's pronounced very briefly, like the A in the word ascend. Ascend. This kind of chataf vowel typically shows up with guttural letters. You typically won't see it with non-guttural letters. The next class is the E-class vowels. And the long E vowel makes a sound, kind of like an EI or an EY, like in the word they. Again, this vowel called tsere can have a mater lectionis. It can have a consonant that historically represented this vowel, or it can stand alone. The short E vowel is called segol, and it's pronounced like the E in the word bet. And the extremely brief reduced vowel of the E class is called chatef segol. It's pronounced like the E at the beginning of elite. And again, this will typically show up under gutturals. Moving on to the I-class vowels. The long I-class vowel is pronounced like the I in the word machine. E. It too can have a mater lectionis yod, or it can stand alone. The short chirik, the short I-class vowel, looks the same as what could be a long vowel, but just remember that long vowels will typically be in open syllables, and short vowels will typically show up in closed syllables. This shorter vowel is pronounced more like the I in the word bit. Over here we have the reduced vowel Schwa. Now, technically, it doesn't belong in this box, but just to make the chart look better and flow better, I've classed this with the I vowel class, but it is pronounced extremely short without any clear indication as to what its quality is. Like the I in the word impair. It's simply just a sound, really. This vowel, or this symbol, I should say, does also show up many times under a letter that's at the end of a syllable. In this case, it will be completely silent. It will not make any sound whatsoever. But when it's beginning a syllable, then it's going to have the sound, as in impair. The O-class vowel, that is long, is called Hollom. It too can have a mater lectionis vav, but the Hollom, unlike the other vowels, is written over the letter and to the left rather than under the letter. This Hollom is pronounced like a long O sound, as in low. There's also an O-class short vowel that looks identical to the kamats that we saw earlier, but it will be found in closed, unaccented syllables. It will have a shorter O sound, as in tol. This vowel is called kamatz katan. There's also a reduced vowel for the O class. It's extremely short, but it has more of an O sound to it rather than an indistinguishable as in obese. This chatef kamatz, again, is usually going to be found under guttural letters. Moving on to the U-class vowels, there are two forms. The one with the mater lectionis has a vav with the dot in the middle. This is called a shurik. When the Bible did not originally put a vav in a word to represent an u sound, the Masoretes had to use a different symbol in order to indicate the same sound. This symbol they used is called Kibbutz, and it can be short or long, but most of the time it's long. Probably 90% of occurrences, it will actually be a long vowel. And this vowel is pronounced like oo, as in tune. Like I said, this same vowel kibbutz can be used for short vowels, for a short oo sound, although it only shows up maybe 10% of the time representing a short vowel. Nevertheless, when it is a short vowel, it's produced more quickly, like the u in Sudoku. Now, the O and U class vowels have a lot of overlap. You can see it here because there is no reduced vowel specifically for O versus U vowel classes. The same kamatz katan will be used for a reduced U vowel, just like it will be used for a reduced O vowel. So again, the chatef kamatz is a short O sound, like in the word obese. So follow through with me through the chart, and we'll just pronounce each of these vowels one by one, starting with the A-class vowels and working down to the U-class vowels. Ah, ah, ah. A, eh, eh. E, eh, O, O, O. Ooh, ooh, oh. Very good. I hope you enjoyed this lesson talking about the Hebrew vowels.